I'm giving away my secrets. Maybe I shouldn't do this. So welcome back to the sawmill, friends. Looks like another hot day in Tennessee. Let's head up here to the mill and see what we got to work with. I think I got a mess of lumber on my table. Yep, just like I thought. A bunch of 1x6s we sawed about 2 days ago. These are going on the chicken house. I think I'll go ahead and get some saw horses and take them down there, and we'll install those maybe tonight or in the morning. Pretty good stack of lumber right there. Over here in the loading arms, I got some boards I need to edge. I already edged those. I guess I forgot and just left them stacked up there. And over here on the log deck, I got a red cedar. I may go ahead and just make a 6x6 out of that. And right behind that, I got a pine, and I need some 2x6s, but they need to be 15 feet long. And that's nowhere near long enough. I may move that out of the way and saw it up later. So I guess the first thing we'll do is go get in the side-by-side and go find some saw horses. You guys hang in there. Should be a pretty busy day. And before I forget about it, I meant to show you guys this the other day. We got a brand new rooster over the weekend. His name is Ralph. And I know what you guys are thinking. Roosters are kind of ornery. They fight with you. They'll attack the hens, blah, blah, blah. That's true. But this rooster right here, I don't think we'll have that problem out of him. So let me introduce you guys to Ralph, the newest animal here at the farm. And I think he's going to be okay over here. If he gives the hens a hard time, I'll just take him to the scrapyard. Check the mail real fast. I think she just ran a minute ago. Oh, somebody got a package. Political newsletters. You can tell it's election year. Do people actually read these things? I always throw them away. Grab these saw horses. Take them up there to the chicken house. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, why do you always wear gloves? Well, here in Northeast Tennessee, especially this time of year, there's black widow spiders everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I could go turn over a few cinder blocks over here and probably see 3 or 4 and stuff like that. Those saw horses, they're metal. You'll find them up underneath it. So if you grab it, you don't have gloves on, they bite you, you're going to the hospital. So now you know. I tell you what, guys, it is almost 2 o'clock and I should have got an earlier start on this day. I spent half the morning editing videos and doing some bookkeeping. I need to hire a secretary. And one more thing, while I'm doing some Q&A on the comments, somebody asked the other day, why are you putting political ads in your videos? Well, here's the deal. I don't think I have any control on the ads that Google puts in my videos. If I do, I'm not sure how to change that. So I'm not really tech savvy with that. So I'm not intentionally putting political ads in my videos. I have no control over that I know of, and I would never do it intentionally. So on this channel, as the year goes on and we get closer to November, if you start seeing political advertisements on my channel, just know I didn't put them there, and I'm not trying to push you one way or another. I could care less how you vote. And you'll never know how I vote because it's nobody's business. All right, guys, right here's the project. That pine will be going on the back of the chicken house. We're doing board and batten siding. I'll finally have this closed up. It will look better. And the reason we're doing this is because the chicken run is going to be getting expanded here in about 2 days. We're going to come off of it right here. You see those PVC pipe right there. The chicken house will come off that 14 feet toward me. Got a little mark right there on the ground. And it would go over there to another mark right beside the tractor. And that would give the chickens in the wintertime and on rainy days twice the room to run around in. We got 20 chickens now, and that little run right there is kind of crowded when they're all in there. Well, I just got stung by a bee, my goodness. It happens. So the chicken run is going to be built out of pressure treated wood because I want it to last an awful long time. I could use my own wood for that, but it wouldn't last as long. And when you start attaching a hardware cloth to lumber, you don't want to redo that every 4 or 5 years. You want that done for maybe 10 or 15 years because that's a lot of staples. So that's the plan as far as the rest of the week goes. Finish up the siding on the chicken house, start the chicken run, and if the metal comes in by Friday, go ahead and put the roof on it. But the metal, you never know. You call and order it, they tell you 2 days, could be 2 weeks. Depends on how busy they are. All right, guys, got those boards stacked up on Mr. Cotto. And over here in the sawmill, I got some live edge boards. These are various widths. I need to edge these down to 3 inches on the width because I need batten strips for the siding. I've already got a few right there, but I'm gonna need a whole lot more. What do you guys think about this new hat? I've been wearing a straw hat every summer ever since I had the skin cancer because the doctor says wear these big hats, keep sun off your face. And the other straw hat that I had, I kind of ran over it the other day with the tractor, and it didn't survive. It didn't fare too well, so had to order a new one. And this one came from Pennsylvania, and it kind of looks like those Amish hats those guys wear up there. That wasn't my intention. I was just trying to get a hat to keep the sun off my face, and it needed to be straw so it has some good ventilation. So, what do you guys think? Look good? Yes or no? Let me know down in the comments. So we'll throw these boards up here and go ahead and edge this down. I need to change the blade on the mill as well. And once we do all that, we'll start sawing up some real logs. We'll do that cedar first, and then I got 2 yellow pines after that one. So we got those pines edged down to 1x3s for batten strips for the chicken house. And I put the cedar on the sawmill, and if you guys noticed, I was giving it a real hard look on the ground before I rolled it over on the loading arms. And here's why. We're not gonna be sawing this up today, guys. It's a disaster. So it's an 8-foot cedar. The diameter down here on the operator's side is about 7 inches. So it's pretty small to begin with. But check this out. I did not see this until I rolled it over. Look at that. That is not a good saw log right there, friends. That is a terrible candidate for the sawmill. There's going to be nothing left if you try to square this up. It's not worth sawing, trust me. And speaking of blades, I didn't mention this earlier. I forgot about it. We got a Wood-Mizer Silver Tip Turbo 7. I get those from Joe Maine down in Georgia. If you want to try those blades out, call Joe. His cell phone number is in the video description. So since the cedar is a bust, I guess I'll go ahead and load up the rest of these 1x3s on Mr. Cotto and take them over to the sawhorses. And before we start sawing some more pine, I got something I forgot about doing today that we'll put on the mill next. And you know what that is, guys? Stay tuned. I'll show you here in just a minute. See what I did there? I got to keep you on the hook. I got to keep you watching. Hang in there. It's going to be something besides pine, trust me. You guys will like it. All right, guys, on the sawmill, we got a black walnut, just over 8 feet long, and it's not a really high-grade walnut. This is a yard tree. It came from a tree service about 3 months ago, and he told me it was at his log yard for about 6 months, so 6 and 9, almost a year on the ground as far as how long this log has been laying out. Now it is nice and straight, but the reason it's kind of a low-grade walnut as far as the sawmill is concerned is because it's a yard tree, which means there's a lot of sapwood. People ask all the time, why is a yard tree considered lower grade? Well, a yard tree is not growing in a forest. And if you think about it, you got a forest, you have all these trees out here fighting for sunlight, fighting for nutrients, fighting to stay alive. And they grow really slow, which means the sapwood is really small because they don't get a lot of nutrients. So they don't have a really vigorous growing season every year. That's why these trees out in the forest take a couple hundred years sometimes to get any size to them, and the growth rings are really tight. Now with these yard trees, you know, this could have came from a front yard of somebody's home, and there might not have been a tree within 50 yards of it. You know, I don't know, who knows? But judging by the sapwood, that's probably the case. So in that case, a yard tree doesn't fight for sunlight, it doesn't fight for nutrients. Its biggest concern, I guess, is getting cut down or a windstorm come through. Therefore, they grow really fast, they have really vigorous growing seasons, and that's why you have the large sapwood. You can always go to a log yard and look on the end grain, and if you've been doing this for any amount of time, you can look at the logs, you can point out which ones came from a tree service or like somebody's front yard, and which ones came from a forest. So this log right here, friends, since it is kind of low grade as far as lumber would go, and it's not really big enough for live edge slabs, I'm gonna do some more bow blanks for you guys. I got an email the other day after we did those butternut ones, and I got actually more than one email. One guy was mad because they sold out, but I couldn't control that. I just had 10 of them, but people were asking for black walnut bow blades. So here's your chance. I'm going to saw these at 12/4, which is 3 inches on the thickness. The width is going to be right at probably 9.5 inches, maybe 10. And I'll cut those down to 10-inch lengths. I'll anchor seal them on both sides, and I'll ship them out to you guys. So if you didn't get any of those butternuts the other day, or maybe you'd rather have some walnut, here's your chance. And I don't make a whole lot of money off these bow blanks because shipping really eats me up when it comes to that, plus the packaging and the cardboard box and all that stuff. But I'm trying to help you guys out that are bow turners because you've been aggravating me for a long time wanting some bow blanks. These chickens are getting crazy over here. I tell you what, I thought they was going to fly in here and attack me there for a minute. My goodness. So let's open this one up, friends, and see how it looks. And hopefully you guys will get some nice bow blanks out of this. You guys hang in there. All right, guys, I almost got those finished up. I got 2 more right there on the loading arms. I need to edge those down to 9 inches. These blanks will be 9 inches wide, 3 inches thick, and about 10 inches long. So these 2 right here on the table are the finished size. I just got to cut them down to 10 inches. I got them butt matched. They look kind of good right there. I wish they were about 20 inches wide, and I would keep these for live edge slabs, but too much sapwood. I had to fight with this log and take some heavy cuts to get rid of the sapwood. My goodness, there was a lot of waste on that log. So down here on the far end, you got some voids right there. So that right there will probably be a loss. Can't do much with that. So I'll make my first cut with the chainsaw right here and work my way back. And I should get about 8 bow blanks out of each of these planks right here. So right here, guys, if you're looking to buy these, be aware there are some little pinhole knots right there. They're not perfect. We do have some heavy sapwood on the side. And how do you bowl turners feel about sapwood? Does it bother you like cabinet makers, or do you guys care about that? Let me know down in the comments so I can improve my blanks on future videos. All right, friends, I just finished up that log. I should be able to get about 30 bow blanks out of this log, maybe 32, just depends on what this looks like when I start cutting it. I got a crack right there, so I'll probably come way over here and get rid of this part so we can have the rest of that for the blanks. So maybe 30, maybe 32, depends on what happens. And these are about 9 inches on the width. I can't remember earlier what I told you guys, but I went 9 inches so I could get rid of some of that sapwood. And this is what you'll be getting right here as far as the blank. That's the size of it. And a few of these will actually have the pith in it right there on that top corner. But I was watching some videos while I was eating dinner, some guys doing some bowl turning. And it looks like all of this will be removed whenever they put this on the lathe. So that right there shouldn't be an issue if there's a pith right there on the top. I don't like that, but it's the best I could do with this odd log with all this sapwood. Usually I'd get rid of it, but I was trying to maximize my yield. But if you do a bowl on this, that should get rid of all the juvenile core right there and leave you with all this nice wood over here on the side. So it should be just fine. Need to seal these up with anchor seal and come down through here with my chainsaw and cut these all at 10 inches on the length. I'll do that off camera and I won't bore you guys to death with that. So we should have 30 of these. I'll leave a link down the video description. Like I said earlier, you can go buy them. I'll have these on the website by the time this video goes out. And if you miss out on this, I'm trying to do this on more of a regular basis. I'm thinking maybe once a month I'll do some bowl blanks here on the video and sell them to you guys. And maybe twice a month. It just depends on how the sales go. But the sales went really good the other day. I didn't make a whole lot of money, but it got rid of some lumber, which is good, and I made room for more. So go buy one, guys, and if you miss out, we'll do it again maybe in July or maybe toward the end of this month. All right, guys, the sun is going down, but we're not done yet for the day. I need to take the 754 tractor over to the front field and do some mowing. I meant to do that yesterday, but I forgot. That's a shocker. And then I need to bring up some more yellow pine to the sawmill because I don't think I have nowhere near enough 1x3s for this siding here on the chicken house tomorrow. So let's go take care of that, and we'll see what else we can get done. You guys hang in there. If you're new to this channel, this is my Last Tech finish mower. Last Tech is a company out of Indianapolis. They're actually owned by Wood-Mizer, and this takes just about a 12-foot cut with each pass. And I'll tell you what, guys, I got this back in the spring, And this was a great decision right here. This has really decreased the amount of time it takes for me to mow this place. I'll tell you something else that's neat about this attachment. You can run this on a 35 horsepower PTO tractor. That's pretty impressive right there. It'd make a 12-foot cut. It's actually like 11 foot and 9 inches, I think. If I'm wrong about that, I'll put it right here. But that's pretty good. That's a pretty wide cut for a small tractor if you don't have a big one like this one. Mine is about 75 horsepower. I think the power takeoff is about 70. This tractor is dirty. It needs washed. And a vacuum. Good little AC going. It's hot in here. There we go, much better. So while the tractor's warming up, I thought I'd address this question real fast. I'll get in the comments. And that question is, what's the status of the equipment shed? Are you still going to build it? What's going on with it? The equipment shed is still going to be built. We're shooting for mid-July, or maybe the 1st of July. It depends on when I can get the contractor out here. I'm on the schedule. And the size of it is going to be a lot bigger than I originally planned. And there's a lot of different things about this building that you guys don't even know about yet, including the location of it. So if you guys want to know about it now and don't want to wait, you can go join my Patreon page and find out about it. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You will know about it here in about 2 weeks, probably. 2 weeks, yeah, about 2 weeks you'll find out. But the equipment shed is going up this year, and it's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Can't wait to get that thing erected because we're going to have the sawmill under it. That's right, the sawmill will be the new equipment shed with the excavator, this tractor, the attachments. It's going to be nice. Very nice. I'm having it built. I'm not building it myself. I'm hiring it done. Hopefully mid-July. But things could change. You never know, but that's what we're shooting for. Man, these windows are dirty. Look at that. I need to do better. I need to take a full day here in a few weeks, or actually probably sooner than later, and wash all the tractors, the excavator, wash everything, including the sawmill. So this mowing shouldn't take too long. I've only got about a ½ acre to cover. With this last tip mower, that's usually less than 10 minutes. If I wasn't videoing this, it'd probably take me 5 minutes. But as usual, when you video something, it takes so much longer. Everything takes longer. All right, guys, that didn't take too long. Like I said earlier, if I wasn't videoing that, I could mow that ½ acre in probably 5 minutes, maybe less. Since I'm fumbling around with all these cameras and this 360 camera, and some of you guys have been asking me who's flying the drone when I'm in the tractor. Well, here lately, I've been using this camera right here. And here's something neat about this camera. I'm giving away my secrets. Maybe I shouldn't do this. It's on a 10-foot tripod, and when you extend the tripod, it's invisible. You can't see it. That's some crazy technology, ain't it? I can hang this out of the tractor, out of the side-by-side, or whatever. It looks like somebody's right beside me with a camera, when in reality, I'm holding the camera on this stick, and it's invisible. How in the world do they do that? How do they make a selfie stick that's invisible, and it works? Now, sometimes you might see the shadow from it, but most of the time, you can't tell it's there. Can't believe I'm giving up my secrets here today. These secrets are worth thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. I should keep my mouth shut. So now, what in the world's that? Snapping turtle. He just went in the culvert there. My goodness. Snakes and snapping turtles. If you like reptiles, I got them. I tell you what. They're all over the place. What was that? Thought that was a snake, but it wasn't. I'm on the lookout. I tell you what, my lookout for snakes this year is on very high alert. I've seen so many of them. So many of them. So now we're gonna walk down here to the red barn and get the 5835 because I need to get the grapple up here and start moving some logs around tomorrow. And I don't want to take the pallet forks off Mr. Cotto just yet because I need to stack some lumber, and I might have to unload the kiln tomorrow as well. Keyword is might. I'm not sure about that. But as soon as I get this tractor out of the barn, I will have this camera like hanging off to the side and see if you guys can see this tripod. I bet you won't be able to see it. If anything, you might be able to see the shadow from it, and that'll be about it. All right, guys, while we're down here, let me give you an update on the fence that I sprayed about 4 times. The weed killer has worked, and everything but the trees are dead. But those trees will be dead soon. I think I'm gonna cut down every one of them. That looks a lot better right there. Now we can get in there on the other side, clean that up, repair the fence, or destroy the fence and install a new one, and get ready for cows this fall. And right here is where the culvert's going to go, right there where that gate is. And I wonder if maybe 30 or 40 years ago, this is where they crossed the creek to get to that part over there. It kind of makes sense since there's a gate right there. Or maybe the gate's not attached and it's just leaning on the fence. I can't tell. Hopefully there's not a snake in here. My luck, there'll be half a dozen. My biggest fear is walking in this barn and getting on this tractor and having a snake come out from under the seat. It's going to happen one day, but hopefully not today. Well, we made it out. You never know about those snakes. All right, guys, I guess I'm done for the night. It's about 9 o'clock. I got some logs ready for tomorrow. But I think in the morning, the first thing I'll do is start on the chicken house and start putting that siding on. Then when I run low on 1x3s, I'll come up here and saw some more. So real fast, how many of you guys could see the tripod on that 360 camera? Put up your hand, let me count right there. 1, 2, okay. A few of you guys could probably see the shadow, but I doubt you could see that tripod. Because I can't see it when I'm edited. I can see the shadow sometimes, but I can't see the tripod. It's pretty crazy. So in closing, friends, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody on Patreon for supporting me here in the channel. And if you're interested in those bowl blades, this is my last plug about those. There's links down below. Go grab you one. And maybe next month we'll do maple. What would you guys like for me to do next month? I got maple, I got cherry, all kinds of stuff. Let me know down in the comments what I should saw up next month for the bowl blades, and that's what we'll do. I may have some ambrosia maple that's spalted. That'd be pretty neat right there. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you back here tomorrow. You guys have a good night.